Hello and Happy New Year! It's been a while since my last studio vlog, so I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Ours was very chilled and so was our New Year. We didn't really do very much and it's been really nice to have a little bit of a break, a step away. Lost some hair here, which was very much needed, so I was very pleased to get that done. Still getting used to, you know when you like wash it and you're like, where's it gone? It's been such a long time since I made a YouTube video. Anyhow, this week I wanted to do a little like goals video. My main inspiration is Emily Harvey, who I am a patron of. She recently did a goals video at the beginning of 2020 and then did like a review video at the end of 2020 for 2021 and set some stuff up. And I just thought, you know what, that's a really cool thing to have, and it'd be really nice to be able to look back at this time next year and see if my goals are still aligned in the same way, if I'm still doing the same thing. This next year is going to be quite a lot of change for me. I mean, it's going to be a lot of change for all of us. Let's not be silly about it. Like everything going on in the world, right? Like personally, in my own little bubble, we will be moving back from the US to the UK. So that'll be interesting in terms of trying to work out how to set myself up back in the UK, where I will be living. We know where we're going to be sort of geographically, but actually the refinement of housing and stuff is TBC because army life. And so I thought it might be quite interesting to set some goals, see if I reach them, see what's actually been achieved by next year, and see how I'm feeling about it next year. I'll also have started, hopefully, my PGCE. I put my application in for that yesterday, which is another reason why I've been a bit quiet on here, is because I've been concentrating on getting that application form in. So without further ado, I have printed off my goal setting sheet, which we got as Patreons from Emily. And I actually find it so helpful because I'm hopeless at setting goals. I'm just putting that out there straight away. I hate setting goals. I find it really difficult. I find it really stressful. I either aim too high or too low, and then I'm a very tangent person. I kind of go, oh, this looks interesting, maybe I'll explore over here, and then I'm like, oh wait, but I wanted to do this other thing. So I need goals because I need structure, but I find actually setting them for myself quite difficult. Setting them for other people, fine. Being like a manager of other people, great, love it, absolutely love doing that sort of stuff. For myself, I find it much more difficult. So having a little sheet actually has really helped me because one piece of paper doesn't seem that scary. With this, I can keep it stuck on my noteboard so I can keep kind of track of where I'm at with things as I go. So the thing that this sheet starts with, which I think is quite useful, is like a 2020 review. So the thing that I'm most proud of from last year is definitely setting up True Kind Art. I launched my Etsy shop and my Instagram in March last year, and maybe I started posting my Instagram in February, but I was under a different name. And I hadn't really worked out what I wanted my business to be. I just knew that I wanted to make cards and do illustrations. But then I started developing my reusable cards. Like deciding that I wanted an eco focus on my business meant that I think I was under like SWB Designs or something, because my name's Stephanie Webone. But it didn't feel like the right fit for the business that I wanted to create with like an ethical aspect. So went through the process of trying to find a name, which takes a long time. You have to sit with it, you have to be happy, you have to find something that has free handles. Etsy shop is open to have a name on it. Hopefully doesn't have like a domain name that's taken. I went through loads of different names and went through domain name checkers to make sure that there weren't any other companies or Etsy websites that already had their names, and a few of them I was like, oh, this is the best name ever, it's gonna be amazing, and then checked on Etsy and obviously somebody else had thought about it. I'm really proud of starting True Kind Art, like finding the name and finding my niche, and I think I've done quite a good job so far of sticking in that kind of eco reusable thing. Initially I was very drawn to like, oh, it's like making stickers, make pins, make all these different things like that you see lots of other people making, especially in this kind of mini community. But it's not my business, so like pins and stickers, that's not what I want to make. I want to make reusable, eco-friendly things. So I need to think more down that line. And I'm really glad that I've got Tree Kind Art as my name and as my anchor. And I'm excited that it can grow with me, but it's also like a niche that I have to follow. It's kind of like the brackets around the brand, like it keeps it contained. Don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head. It's the thing that keeps me focused anyway. So one of the lessons that I've learned, well, some of the key lessons that I've learned this year as well, that the internet doesn't have to be a scary place. I think when I first started, I was so nervous posting my first picture on my Instagram. I thought I was gonna get trolled. I thought I was gonna get loads of people coming up to me being like, why do you think you can do this? What's wrong with you? Or this is rubbish. And I've been so lucky that I haven't had anything like that. I'm fully expect that might come, and obviously as you grow as an account, you get more and more exposed to people. But what I found the majority of is that people are really nice out there in the making community. People are really supportive. I feel really lucky that I found a group of people that aren't about like competition, that they're about bigging people up and building people up, and that makes me really happy, and it's something that I'm really excited to kind of be part of and help grow. And I think I'm really proud that people actually want my cards. Like I've made, I think it's 145 sales this year, which I'm actually really pleased with. I know it doesn't sound like a huge amount to some people, genuinely thrilled. And I've had such nice messages from the people that have received my cards or my prints and have loved them. So it's really made the year, especially like with various things going on in the world. Tree Kind Art has definitely been the focus that I needed, and I've been really lucky to have something that's like positively reinforced my desire to create. And something that I didn't achieve but I would have liked to is like more consistent sales, and that's going to be one of my big goals for this year. I would say in November and December I made the most consistent sales, which isn't surprising seeing as I make cards and I made a load of Christmas cards. I'd like to try and find a route to get semi-consistent sales across the year, which may be difficult for greetings cards, but we can aim, we can try. And I'm also really proud of myself for like being a self-starter, working hard, being my own motivation, and just sort of having a bit of get up and go about doing this business. So for 2021, I'm looking down because I've got my magic sheet and I don't want to get too lost and too rambly. So this time next year, yes, so my main goal for this time next year is that I want to be making regular sales on my Etsy shop. In 2021, I want to try and build a website. I don't know how that's going to look right now. I would really like to be able to use it as kind of like a blog space and somewhere that I can anchor all of my links and things. I don't know whether I'll be ready for an external shop site by next year. I don't know. It's going to see how it goes. At the moment, Etsy still brings in a fair bit of my traffic, so I'm not bringing it in from my own socials yet. So I don't think I'm ready for like a full-blown shop. I think I still need to keep with my Etsy. But yeah, I think I'd like to try and build a website. And my other goal for when we're back in the UK is to try and get my cards in a physical shop. What that actually looks like in practice next year is a big old question mark, especially as the UK's just gone back into lockdown. But I'm going to set the goal, I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to be in a positive mindset about it. I would like the idea of seeing my cards in an actual shop blows my tiny mind. Like that would be really, really cool. And I'd like to put some more time into SEO, learning more about SEO, especially for my Etsy shop, managing my finances across into the UK, and building and maintaining the community that I have become part of. So I feel like at the moment I'm part of the community. I don't feel like I have my own, and I'm kind of okay with that for now, because it's really nice to be able to be part of something rather than being like the owner of something for a bit. I know that that's how people have grown their like followings and accounts and social media presence, and therefore sales, is by leading their own community. I feel like I will be ready for that soon. I don't think it's next year with all the change and the other things that I've got going on outside of the studio life. I think I just want to be part of it at the moment, if that makes sense. I don't know. Let me know if you think that makes any sense. And then I've put in 2021, I want to do less printer admin, because over Christmas, my printer just decided that it was going to print black dots on everything. And it meant that I was printing like 3 cards for every one that I needed to send, which was a complete waste of ink and paper. But like, thankfully I've been able to repurpose the misprints into thank you notes on some of my orders and stuff, so nothing's actually gone to waste, which is good. But it's just time, so I need to make sure that I'm keeping up to date with like cleaning cycles, making sure that I treat my printer as like the key to my business that it is, rather than just as like this tool that sits on my desk. I need to actually give it some TLC and make sure that it's running properly and happy, especially after it travels home. One of my big things for social is that I'd also quite like to try and learn how to use Pinterest for my business. I know a lot of people already use like TikTok and stuff. I don't know why, I just feel a bit like I don't really know what I'm doing with TikTok. I feel like an old woman. Like, it scares me. Whereas I use Pinterest a lot, so I kind of feel like if I'm using it, then I should be able to use it for my business. And I find it like a really interesting platform, and so I'd quite like to be able to understand how to make pins successful. And I think if once I have my own website as well and I can link that on my pins, they will feed into each other really nicely, and that's another reason to start developing a website and maybe even like a written blog on there. I think I can do some tip stuff. I think I could do some like behind the scenes, maybe some kind of a little bit about being in the army life as a spouse as well, what that means, or even about like balancing making and teaching when I get to that point. I think there's like quite a bit that I can probably write about that other people will be experiencing, and getting a better understanding of how to talk about that and market that and get that out there. Because I don't know that like blog content's not necessarily a thing that people go for on Insta, but it is more what people look at on Pinterest, as I understand. Again, need to do some research. I've seen some courses out there. They are on my radar. And I really like to try and up engagements on my posts. I think at the moment I have like a really great core of people that will like and comment on the things that I post on Instagram. And I love them so much. And if you're one of those people, really truly thank you. You make me smile every time I see you, and I feel like I'm really getting to know like a little bunch of people that are like just my people that are always there, always cheerleading, and it's brilliant. And I feel so lucky to have that. I think I don't know, not to be greedy, but I'd like some more of that, please. So I think I need to do some more consistent posting, probably better planning, actually make a social media plan rather than just wing it. And I think at the moment I'm really happy with how my Instagram looks. I just need to get a better feel of like what content I'm going to post on. One of my big things is to keep prioritizing my shop. I get really distracted by doing the fluffy fun stuff like YouTube, like Instagram, like these things that give me feedback from people saying you're doing a good job, or we like what we're seeing. I then end up being like great, and invest my time in that rather than in my shop, which is obviously where I'm actually going to make any money. So I need to keep reminding myself that my shop is my priority. Instagram and Pinterest and my website and YouTube are all great and really good fun and make me really happy. So obviously like invest in those, but don't neglect Etsy because of them. So goal, don't neglect Etsy because of all the other fun stuff. I don't even know if those are really that many goals. I feel like this hasn't been a very well structured chat, but anyway, I think it's going to be quite interesting to look back on it and see whether I've like got into a shop, built my website, done anything about SEO, done anything about Pinterest, like whether my business has been able to do much this year with all the change that's about how I'm running it in the UK when we get home. So yeah, I'm so grateful that you guys watch these. Thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome aboard. Usually there's a lot more like me doing packing and making things and less like just straight chat on this channel. My phone rang, so it cut me off. That's probably a sign that I've talked too much. So I'm gonna go. Thank you so much again for watching, and if you've got any questions or you've been setting your own goals, or if you have your own channel and you've been done a little goal video, let me know in the comments. If you've made it to the end of this video, I did this in my last one, it was really fun, and I saw little Christmas trees. So if you've made it to the end of this video, what should we post? Shall we do a little green tick? You know, the one that's like ding, for like a little tick on your goal list. And I will see you next week, because now I'm organised and I'm back. Okay, bye.